Alrighty, well, welcome to Everything Footy, boys. Here we are. It's me, Anthony Arujo, and this is Dylan.
What's up? What's up?
So we're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about some. What are we gonna talk about first? Probably
I wanted to continue probably
the
from where we're
Euros.
at. Yeah, just still some international stuff. I mean, last time we recorded, we were like halfway through some of the friendly games. Get into the teams that finally made it for, I think it's the Euros or the Nations League groups. There was the three games, right? So Portugal, there. I'll just quickly go through them just to get a little recap, but. Poland beat Wales to be able to. It says Nations League here, but I swear it was for Euros. Poland makes it in. Georgia beat Greece, and Ukraine made it in over Iceland. So those three teams. Again, it's saying it's for like maybe it is for Nations League because Euros. Yeah, the groups for the Euros would already be picked, I imagine, since it's just around the corner at this point. Well, those were the only games that actually mattered towards something. Everything else was just friendlies. And we came off of a 5-2 of Portugal Sweden, which the game was, yeah, it was a pretty solid game when it's in person. But then we went into an away game for Slovenia for Portugal and lose 2-0. So yeah, I was just gonna probably get into that first and just kind of first off, Anthony, did you see the game?
No, I was working. I was driving home from work, so didn't really
Yeah.
have the chance to watch. I just know that I'm
Um,
pretty sure we had a lot of chances. I'm pretty sure that's what I was like getting from everyone that were kind of talking about it. But there's
I
I don't
mean,
know.
it was pretty much like a Morocco game all over again. Just crosses into the box. When we do, and just giving away chances. I mean, this was a team that was 8 of the players that didn't play in the Sweden game played in this game. Um, and then the rest of them kind of that play a lot more. Like a Bernardo Silva, I think a Bruno. I can tell it was in this one. But there was a few players at Leao. I think they all got like an early vacation. So I think the mindset around these games were like they didn't really care too much. They were trying another system. I think the second one was a three at the back, which I was a big fan of the one that we used against Sweden. We played really good. It was very fluid, and we just looked stale. And I that's the only thing about Roberto Martinez is that I've liked him so far. We haven't lost a game other than this one, up into this, up until now. And I think the tactics have been pretty solid, but I never like it when he plays Portugal with a three at the back.
Yeah.
It just doesn't suit our style of play.
I
Um,
think he's just going with left wing backs and right wing backs and just keep on like running up the wings and just having that extra two players to join the attack, right?
yeah,
I think that's his
Cancelo
plan
was
is.
like midfielder. Like
Yeah,
he basically was center
and
mid and allowed
there's a
players to
lot
move
of
up.
there's a lot of stuff going on with Cancelo. Like I don't even know
Yeah,
what's true and what's false anymore. Like I've been hearing stuff about how he was like saying all the Manchester City players like loved him and whatever, and they're all saying like all the rumors that you heard from when he was at City was false.
false. Yeah, I
But
was
then
seeing some of
after he goes and starts bashing his teammates at the same time, like he gets
that.
that
Yeah.
does have like a hothead in him. I like don't mind me, like I absolutely love Cancelo,
Hmm.
but um what I've been getting from like this stuff that I've been hearing is that he is just a little bit unstable in a way. Like he kind of just thinks he's the best of the best, and then after once he gets benched or whatever, or he's not getting the playing time that he wants, he starts putting out like a little hissy fit, and then they're just gonna be like,
You're done.
you know,
You're done.
you're done.
Sorry, but you're done.
Yeah.
So
For me, I was looking into that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but Netflix has dropped that Man City treble,
yes, I
and
I heard about it. I want to watch it.
yeah,
My niece Marina has watched it twice already.
that's crazy.
Because she loves City. City is her
Yeah,
favorite team.
I mean,
And this
well,
is a
so for me,
10-year-old,
like,
guys. This is a 10-year-old I'm talking about, eh? She's 10 years old. She loves City. She's like diehard City fan. And she gets
the
pissed
show so
off.
far, I think I've only got like 2 episodes in, but again, from like the close-ups that they're talking about and stuff, they haven't really shown much of Cancelo so far, in it. But again, just going through that season again, I remember we were at the first game, right,
Yeah.
and just being able to see Holland come in and like having their training session the game before.
And this was
Uh,
when it was what was it? City versus West Ham. And
City
to
versus
give
West
you,
Ham, yeah.
this is where I got this jersey from, actually. All right, like that game.
Yeah,
Dylan got the was it away or the third? It was
the
the
away,
red.
the black and
Yeah, black and red. It was beautiful, and we walked in there, heads held high. I'm wearing my jersey into this West Ham stadium, and people were giving me the fucking disgusting look on their face. Okay, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm just walking in there. And I remember Dylan went to go change in the bathroom. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll grab us beers. Grabbed us beers, and I got the security guard ran up to us, and she's like, "You're in the wrong section. You're in the wrong section. You gotta get out of here." And I was like, "Yo, what? Like, no, this is the right section." Like, I show her the tickets. She's like, "Oh my god." And I'm like, "Yo, like, what's wrong? Like, we're Canadian, right? Like, I bought these tickets like back when we're in Canada." So I was like, yeah, don't worry. Like, it's fine. Like, we're in the right place. And she's like, no, you can't wear that. You can't wear the jersey. You have to wear it inside out, or you're fucking like, you gotta change. I'm like, well, shit, dude. Like, I guess we gotta change. So then I start walking. She's like right kind of beside me. I'm like, yeah, I'll just go in the bathroom. I have my spare shirt. No worries, because I literally just bought this. I just wanted to wear it for the game, right? And then Dylan walks out of the bathroom with his City jersey. And then she's like, no! And I'm like, don't worry. I basically tackled Dylan and brought him back into the fucking, the washroom. And then he was all confused. He's like, what? I'm like, we got to change. We can't wear our jerseys. We're going to get jumped or something or stabbed. And then we walked out, got our beers. And then she said, we're going to be like around your section, more of us, just because of the whole situation. I'm like, okay. That's cool. So like she kept an eye on us the whole game, and we're getting sussed out. Do you remember the Brazilian guy that was like sitting behind us?
Yeah, yeah. He wanted to fight us after the game.
Yeah. Like I put it right after the game, and everybody was sussing us because we were like kind of cheering for West Ham whenever everybody else cheered, but then we're only filming the City players. All right, like we were only filming like Holland, and then our Portuguese brethren, the Silva, fucking Diaz and Cancelo, like we're just filming them. Yeah. And yeah, right after the game, this guy sussing us. I throw on my City jersey on, and he starts like fucking swearing at us in Portuguese. And since we're Portuguese, we mentioned some stuff back at him. He starts coming towards us, and I'm pretty sure security stopped him.
Yeah, no, like 4 security guards pretty much just rushed him.
Yeah.
And he was going insane though. Like for somebody that didn't speak a lick of English in the West Ham section, he looked so out of place himself. And he was like pretty much the only guy other than the one on the bus. But I mean, they talk about West Ham being
the guy on the subway.
Really on the subway, like
dude,
he wasn't at the game. But...
No, I was just standing there. And I'm just like, we're just quiet because like like we're from Toronto. Like you don't talk on the subway, okay? Like you were just quiet. And I'm just standing there, and this guy literally comes straight up to my face and starts fucking like slurring words, fucking like just fucking trying to start a whole fight. And I'm like, I'm just quiet. I'm just like, I'm not instigating this, like I'm here on vacation. I'm just trying to have fun. And I just thought it was so fucking funny, that whole situation, that whole time that we were there. And I remember you warned me. I'm pretty sure you warned me. I'm like, fuck it. I'm ready for whatever.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It was pretty funny. I mean, again, the actual fans walking into the stadium before security told us to take off the stuff. We're all pretty nice. We're all pretty chill.
Like one old guy, he's like, don't like hurt us too badly. I'm like, I don't know, buddy. Like,
yeah. Like it was, like people were chill. People were nice. So, yeah. But I knew West Ham had, like they had hooligans. But after like talking and doing more research, they have a pretty big group that is bad. So I mean, it was kind of good that we didn't that we got noticed. That I mean, the guy at the first gate should have said something, but someone else at
Nobody
least
said
got
anything.
our back. But yeah, no, it was a funny experience.
And we
But yeah,
also
just
met
going,
that YouTuber. Remember, I didn't even know who she was. And
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
L's
"Yo,
the way.
it's Elle's witch," and I was like, "Who?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, let me go get like I'll ask her to take a photo of us."
Mhm.
Remember that?
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
"No, no, 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 no." I'm like, "But buddy, like we need a photo. We're in front of the stadium. We're looking fly." It's like, "Come on, let's do it." And then I actually she was talking to someone, so I asked her photographer or videographer or whoever the guy is to like film her. I asked him to
Mhm.
show us, and then after she noticed us, and then after Dylan asked her for a photo, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just get one too. And remember, I just grabbed her like real tight, and I just held her like tight, like it was just like if we knew each other for 5 years.
Yeah.
I just grabbed her arm around her, and I was like, smile.
Didn't even know who she was.
Didn't know who
Good
she
joke.
was. Yeah, now I follow her, but
I know that was funny, man.
let me see.
Honestly,
Let me see if
I
I
want
can
to go
bring up
see another
anything.
game, man. I want to go see another game
Oh yeah,
in the city stadium next time.
yeah. I do want to.
Um,
If we go up to whatchamacallit again, I want to go see Manchester. You know, I want to go do all that. City Stadium, even United Stadium, Old Trafford.
yeah, that'd be
Um,
nice.
that would be
Honestly.
dope. Let me see. I'm getting the photos here of me and Dylan and Elswich. Here we go. I'm gonna sauce it into the chat here. Just give me a moment.
No
But
problem.
yeah, that whole situation was jokes. Like I don't even know how we managed to zoom around in there, but I mean it is what it is. Here we go. So there's me and Elswich here. I don't have a picture of Dylan and her, I don't think. And
Nah, those are
then
on my.
yeah, it was on your phone. So I just grabbed her and we're just chilling. But I am a little awkward at the same time. I wasn't allowed to wear my city thing yet because we're just about to change, and I just took off my shirt and I threw this on right outside. And then there's me
Yeah,
and Dylan in front, and this is when we were just we're just getting to the stadium as well.
that's
It
right.
was
I had the
jokes.
Benfica top on for the Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, yeah, you had the Diaz shirt, so like it is what it. Maybe he was sussing you out because you had the Diaz shirt on, you know?
Yeah, because even that's what I wore even after.
Yeah, yeah. Like you just kept it on the whole time.
Yeah.
Since like we couldn't wear our city, but it was a great time. The whole freaking situation was fun. And then after we met up with some of my friends and went out, but and we tried to do a lot. We did a lot when we were in England. Like we only had
Yeah, no,
what, like
we
4 days, 3 days, 4.
4 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even remember after we went in the players part of the London Stadium, there's that car park, right? So we were able to see players get into the bus after.
This was Dylan's idea. He really wanted to do it. And I'm just there like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was we were able to see like Declan Rice when
Yeah.
he was still there. They had the new signing. I can't remember the guy's name now.
Yeah, I have no
He's a
clue.
left back.
I was
He's
more
left.
stunned about all the cars. And this guy's like, yo, look at him. Look at him. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
cool. I'm looking at all these freaking like Porsche GT3 RSs, fucking Raris and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, there's Lamborghinis and stuff. They're all leaving. And then I was freaking fanboying over the cars, and Dylan over here is fanboying over the players. So I'm like, well, I can barely see them up here.
You know, it was tough. I mean, the city players got right into the bus and
And
left.
dipped,
We were
yeah.
only really able to see some of the West Ham, but
I
yeah,
wish
just
I wish like the city players like they had like a chance so we can just kind of get close and like hopefully get like a nice little signature here and there, you know.
yeah, that was the goal, was to see if one of the players throws a jersey up or something or get something signed, but wasn't able to. But again, just being able to see that Netflix doc, that first game of the season, and yeah, just to kind of relive it and see how good that year, like last year, was for City.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and how well they played, and like because that's what I wanted to get into that too. Like because again, yeah, there isn't really much to say. I would say for the Portugal Slovenia, poor performance, no finish, no ball to Ronaldo. All the players are kind of scared. And Slovenia played pretty solid and played through the tactics. So other than that, for international, yeah, the one thing is Portugal got sent up one more spot over the Netherlands,
Which
and
I thought was kind of odd how we got moved up. But at the same
but I think it's
time,
'cause the
it's
Netherlands is
nice.
also bad.
But I want our players, like I say this over and over again, they always get a big head. And then
Hmm.
they lose to these small teams, right?
Yeah,
And then what
we
goes,
do have those
I don't know
games.
what goes through their mind at the end of the day after all this. I
Yeah,
know Ronnie would be frustrated. You know how Ronnie is. Big boy Ronnie, he's always striving to be the best and the best and the best, and he always wants the best for everyone as at the same time. Like
hmm,
yeah, he'll get frustrated at players on the field whenever like they're not performing well but he tries to encourage them with this. Like it's like tough love. But I
yeah,
like now like this new generation of players, they can't fucking get it. Like even when Ronnie was at United, remember?
hmm,
It was like I guess like a group for Ronnie, a group not, or it's a split, and
yeah,
they're all kind of talking about how he does these tough loves because this is how he grew up in the football industry and training and all that. How he learned from
yeah,
all his these captains and stuff, and he learned from like the best of the best as well growing up. Well, here and there,
yeah. I mean, because
but
even like I watched a good podcast recently with Rio Ferdinand where Kyle Walker. I was gonna get on him just because he talks about kind of again like the mentality at
yes,
City and how the England squad's really buddy buddy. You know what I mean? Like it's not like back in the day. Like everyone's kind of friends now, right?
yeah,
Like, and it's all social media. It's all their own PR. They're like football's a little bit different in that sense. So the same thing that happened with like
it's an
Ronnie
inner
at
circle now.
United.
It's an inner circle,
Yeah,
and
like
normally it's
you.
like when you step on the field. Like let's say you're playing on the league and you step in the field with like a mate from the national team, right? On that field, you guys don't know each other. All right, just fucking play till the heart contents. Fucking do whatever you need to do for your team to win. And then after the game, dab up, and that's it. You know,
Yeah,
it's fun like that. Exchange shirts, whatever. But when it's just like, oh, like they don't want to do that anymore. That's what I find sometimes. You know, especially
yeah.
watching. So I watched the Chelsea versus United game,
Hmm.
and I only watched the first half. I was driving home, but my dad was just boom with my phone. And I was like, "Okay, yo," like I was like multitasking driving home. Don't do this at home. Um, and it was nice watching how like Cole Palmer scored and all that stuff, and like
Yeah.
Chelsea. It was a crazy game. I'll let you like, crazy game. 2-0,
Back and
and then after United scores three, and
yeah
you're like,
to come
fuck. And then after, uh, Chelsea scores two in the 90th minute. Like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, like
it's it's
it
crazy.
was good.
All right,
It was
it was
good. It was a
crazy. It
good
was
game.
all back and forth, but at the same time, I felt like for those like English players and whatever, they weren't. They were playing, but like they were trying not to hurt each other at the same time.
Mm.
Like they're
Well,
kind
yeah,
of like,
because
ooh,
if you got more of the first half, so I didn't get to see. I saw highlights after, obviously, but I missed the first half because of work, funny enough, and
yeah,
then watched the second half. So, um, from what I was like, I was kind of checking the score up on my phone, see that Garnacho scored, and it was like, and then Fernandez, and that they were 2-1 at the
sorry,
time, or
Garnacho.
no, 2-2. Yeah, no, Garnacho. He's a good player though. I still do would like to discuss too on United. I mean, there's a couple players I want to touch on. Uh, but yeah, Garnacho, man, like he's an interesting player. Like the way he's kind of really is taking that Ronnie mentality at United, where he's
He
like, I'm gonna
is.
carry the team on
Well,
my back.
he loves him. He's the biggest Ronnie fan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Ronnie is his idol, and he was loving it when Ronnie was there. Like he was always with Ronnie. Ronnie like kind of took him under his wing as well. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Ronnie scored a hat trick for United and gave him the game ball.
Mm.
I don't know if you remember that. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
it
know.
was when he had a hat trick there. I'm pretty
It's the one
sure.
against
Or
Tottenham, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and like it, phenomenal plays. All right, and I really like that. And like you see it in Garnacho now. He took the 17 number. I think he should have 7. Not gonna lie, he should have 7. I don't know
Yeah.
who has 7 right now
I
on
was gonna say
United.
that. Who
I
on
ain't even
United
gonna
is?
check, but I believe he should be 7. And just following in Ronnie's footsteps. I
Yeah.
am.
I mean, who's the only thing at that team right now that's really like inspiring. I mean, Bruno still does well, but he doesn't like
It's not the
Bruno.
same. He's not the same.
You know,
It's not the
but
same.
it's tough to play. It's tough to play really good in a team that is very up and down and has a lot of struggles, right? And to be like he's the captain, and I still think Bruno is a good captain for United.
I don't think
Because
he
to be
is.
honest, who else is? But my problem. This is my big question. Who else do you see as a captain at United right now?
Honestly, McTominay.
If he played though, that's the problem. Like
He
it
should.
has to be.
Or Casemiro.
Casemiro's not a bad shot. I'll take that.
That's what I'm saying. Or either like you even get like Varane. Varane is really good as a captain.
Problem is he's always injured,
Yeah.
and he's going to be leaving this season,
Yeah,
which
most
is something
likely.
I heard. I saw a nice little tweet by Fabrizio saying that United want to switch out the Varane and Harry Maguire center back partnership for an Antonio Silva and a Gonzalo Inacio
That would be nice.
partnership.
But at the same time, I don't think Fernandez is captain material.
Yeah,
He has too big of a hard head,
mm,
and you know how he is, how he gets. He gets very frustrated easily on the field. He starts making
Yeah.
bad passes. He starts making bad tackles, and then that affects the team,
yeah.
right?
It's true because even
You have to
actually,
have like cool and level-headed to be a captain, and then you also have
yeah,
to be a type of person to inspire. You have
yeah,
to rally the troops up, right, and get them on like attack mode, and you just keep on going. Once you have a good captain, and I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is just fucking high school. When I was playing HT soccer, okay, high school soccer, our captain, we were in the finals. He gave the most like wonderful speech. And this guy scored from fucking half. Okay? And we were already up, but like the other team were starting to pressure. He taped up his boot because his studs and the whole fucking bottom of his boots just ripped off because he got it tackled and it just ripped off and he didn't have a spare boots with him. So we taped that shit up and he played it with taped up boots just to hold his studs on. And he gave the most wonderful fucking halftime speech. And then our coach on top of that. And that freaking, like our team, like the freaking morale just skyrocketed. And I was just watching everything unfold. I was like, holy crap. And that's like what it takes for a captain. Now, when you look at fucking Bruno Fernandes, who always gets mad on the field, whoever, like if he thinks he can do it and he skyrockets the ball over the net like a billions of years and goes to space, he gets pissed off and then he just walks it off.
hmm
Right? If somebody tackles him and it doesn't go his way, even though if it's a clean tackle, he'll get pissed off. And how does that affect the team? Right? It affects them on a negative level because everybody sees the captain starting to get frustrated and then they start to get frustrated because nobody else is going to take that role. I'm pretty sure I read that Casemiro was trying to like encourage, but nobody wants to listen. How can you do that to your own team? You know, Ronnie took that captain spot as well when he was there, and he was trying his best to do it. But he even said it. A lot of these young generation players don't want to listen.
Yeah.
I grew up he grew up at that club, and he grew up on like hardships as well. And he just listened and listened, kept on doing it. Even if they're yelling at him, at the end of the day, you guys are teammates. You're gonna dab up, right? You'll get frustrated with your teammates, but at the end of the day, you guys are boys. You'll have each other's backs no matter what. That's all I gotta say about that. I think United would be better with new captainship and honestly maybe a new manager as well. I'm not too keen on the Ton Hog. I heard that there is a rumor
Yeah.
about him being sacked, and he kind of says like I don't give a shit. But
Yeah, he today that I saw the report that he said that, oh, I guarantee I'll be here next season or something.
yeah, like he, I don't like his mentality. He also pushed out Ronaldo, and Ronaldo was trying to change the club for the better. Cause imagine leaving the club in 2008, 2009, and coming back 2023, I believe, to the exact same club, exact same technology, everything, the exact same.
Mhm.
There's no growth. How can a club grow when the facilities don't grow? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think it was sad seeing Ronnie leave. He did a lot for that club in the short period of time that he was there. A lot of people said no, a lot of people said yes, like there's a split decision. But since he went on to that podcast and kind of exposed United, and he was doing this for the best of the club. He loves United. He wasn't doing this to bash them. He was doing this so everybody can open their eyes and see what's going on with the club. I don't
I
understand.
think that
Uh,
movement, it's gonna snowball. He said it himself in the interview. If it starts with him to be the villain, so be it,
yeah,
right? But United's rather it's eventually gonna move upwards. It's just how long is it gonna take? Because with the owners being stubborn and not able to sell, the coach being stubborn, the players are stubborn. They're stuck in their ways. They get angry. They don't keep the concentration in the matches. Like
because there's
that
nobody
last.
helping the players. That's the thing. The players are your babies for
Oh
the club.
yeah,
You have to, like help them grow. How can you help them grow when your parents are always frustrated or whatever? If your parents are always frustrated and whatever, then the kid's gonna start becoming like that, right?
yeah.
And
The team
that's
is
how it is. Like the whole club is a family. Everything is just like a family, right? You have to nurture your kids. The kids are the players, and then on top of that, you have the youth academy and all that stuff you got to nurture. And then
Yeah,
you,
that's why it's good to have those players in the team. Like again, like City had like Scott Carson and like these older players. They don't even play, but they're there to like help mentor, right? And I
exactly
think that's kind of like a reason why they brought like a Casemiro, right? Experience,
the same thing with
um,
Varane
and leadership and Varane
for
exactly. But
the
again, they haven't because of the mold they come out of from Madrid coming to this United. Like they've worked but haven't. You know what I mean? Casemiro has a good game, gets slagged off the next. Like the way I see United is it's this giant puzzle, but all the pieces are from four or five different puzzles. You know
it's
what I
a whole
mean?
bunch of gears. I always think of it as gears. You have to get the connection, and once it starts freaking going nice and smoothly and it's
Rotate and
oiled,
everything.
it just starts connecting everything, right?
Yeah. But right now they're just stuck. It's just rusted and every time they
Exactly.
start to make some movement it gets rusted
Yeah,
again or
it's
like
oiled.
it literally is like that.
But
Um
hopefully, like they keep on going. But now
but they
they
looked
just
good
need
in the
to.
game.
Sorry,
Like the recent game they looked good. Like
they
they
did.
did
They
look
were
good in that
attacking. They were
game.
passing. They were doing great.
They
The
showed great
Chelsea
mentality.
was only on the counterattack, and that's how they won.
Yeah, but like that's what like
But there was
to
lots of
be 2-0
mistakes.
down and to go up 3-2, right? And that this was in Chelsea, right?
Yeah, it
And
was at
then
Chelsea.
and then and then all it takes is like, and I feel bad for Delo because first off, he's a right back in the left back position. He's young. He's been at United for a long time, and he's a good player. But all it took was Madueke, which
Yeah, he
again,
was just
great
running, and
player,
then yeah,
great player. And because he got on to that
sad.
the right side, and then or to the right side of Delo, and then he with his strong foot is making the challenge, pushing the leg outwards. It just and again that clip is like it could have been not given, could have been given kind of penalty, But the minute they
How
get
I
that
saw
penalty, you see the mentality of all the players. They're
Yeah.
gathering. They're obviously you're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be gathering. Like that's normal. But you could see just the feeling in them drop. And then the minute that they countered and lost the ball, I thought right away that Chelsea was going to get that goal. They have a great counter attack. Should have scored the counter off the bat. It was kind of bad play from I think Enzo. I don't know if he passed it out and then they waited too long. But whatever. Went out for the corner. Cole Palmer, ready to go. Deflection. I was happy because again, Cole Palmer, another great City product,
Yeah.
goes into that Chelsea team and is literally the best part of that.
He's one of the top. He's one of the top scorers in the Prem right now, I believe. It's like
I haven't
top 3.
checked that, but he's definitely with the shots that he has. I did see some stat today that he like for non-penalty goals, like he's up there, especially too, right? Because you're looking at players like again, I want to do a big comparison. This was something I wanted to be able to bring up, right? But the thing that gets brought up a lot is the Saka, like Rashford and Phil Foden debate, right? But if you're looking at like Rashford and Saka, this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're looking at a player like Foden, which we were gonna get onto that hat trick that he was right, but we're looking at a player like Saka that I just feel like in big moments hasn't been able to really stand up for the team. Again, like last year, I saw the game where he went to Sporting, didn't do much, and then Sporting came back and did well against them. This year, you guys, Porto came up against them and was very, very close to being able to win that game. Like again, I think the players like a Declan Rice and stuff that have come in to help with the mentality of the team has helped bolster that team, or else Porto definitely could have beaten them. And they're doing well this year. They're in the title race. Like Arsenal have what it takes, but because it's such a young team, I think that's why they're gonna end up falling short. Is just because they don't have that experienced guy. They don't have those players that have won a Champions League in their team. You know, at least you know United have a few players. They have a winning mentality. They have some heritage. But again, because of the negativity, the mindset, it's not really working. Chelsea's had a very bad period. To be honest, I don't even understand. Like I've seen the football matches. I understand why Chelsea's not doing great.
Yeah.
But from what they've been, right? Like they won the Champions League like 3-4 years ago. To like where they're at. It's such a fall from grace, but they at least have, I think, the tools to become a great team, right? They have those players, those Cole Palmers, Enzos, Madueke's, Nico Jackson, Howell, I think, in the back. Like they have great pieces at Chelsea. And they still have money, so I think Chelsea's gonna really bounce back within the next 2-3 years.
They will, especially if they keep Cole Palmer. And sorry, it took me a while to find the stats because I was on the Prem app and they changed everything. Now they have this challenge thing, like a new fantasy league.
Yeah, they updated everything.
So I was like, okay, it's just not here anymore. Like I went through everything like 15 times, nothing. So I'm on FootMob, anyways.
Yeah, FootMob.
So I'm on the league and Haaland is first place for goals for top scorer.
Yeah,
which
makes sense.
Not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of confused because I haven't seen him score that much.
No,
I felt like other people have scored more.
He has the.
But anyways, he's first place with 19. Second place is Watkins with 18.
Wow.
And then this is a tied for third place. And it's between 3 people: Solanka, Salah, and Cole Palmer.
I did not know Cole Palmer had that many goals.
Yeah, he has 16 goals.
Sorry, he has 8 penalty goals. That's what I think the knock on him.
Yeah,
it is 8. Goals or penalties?
It is 8, but still, he's been stepping up on the plate for Chelsea, especially this Chelsea team that we've been witnessing. He's been playing phenomenal. That's all I gotta say about that. And then you do have Foden as well, but Foden is
which is what I was to get into. Zero penalty goals.
0 penalty goals, and he has 14, which Haaland has 3 penalty goals, and he has 19.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I mean, and that's the thing too. So again, going back to that, again, I'm Saka. He's also on 13. He's still doing good. 4 penalty goals, so 9 in open play. Has he contributed that much this season? He
Mm.
obviously he's a big part of the team, but I don't. I like Saka personally as a player, but I don't see him as the star boy that people see him. For me, Phil Foden is going to be the star boy. The
Oh yeah,
type of dribbling he has, the amount of pace he
buddy.
has, the way he can turn with the
Have
ball.
you seen like this clip of Foden? Like it's just like I think it's maybe the start of the game, whatever. He's just on the line. Someone just shoots him the fucking ball, and this guy just outside the foot controls it and just starts juggling.
Yeah, like
Bro,
he's
everybody's
next level.
like, how is Foden English? How's this guy coming out of a biscuit when this guy should be coming out Brazil? This guy's probably freaking like 75% Brazilian over here. It's like, whoa.
But yeah, like his technical ability
Well,
is
he's looking
like
spicy, my guy.
he's
It's
up
looking
there. He's up
spicy.
there, and I'm glad that he's a City product as well. Again, being our team to be able to have him, I think he's going to be a big part. Hopefully, just going back to nationals quick, like hopefully he can actually be a starter every game,
I think
and
he
that
will.
he has to be.
I want Palmer to
Same.
be out there on the field for England against Brazil. I don't even think he played Palmer, and
Yeah,
I was hoping for him to play because he was looking spicy. That's all I gotta say. Like,
It's looking
yeah. A lot of the national
spicy.
teams rested players over the break too, or that like it was a very like try out the young kids kind of
exactly, and that's why I
game.
liked Brazil. Brazil was playing with Enric, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
scored.
he scored both games of the friendlies, so it was looking nice. And then that's why I wanted Palmer to go out there and play, especially since Kane is injured. They have Watkins up there, but at the same time, like
Mhm.
give Palmer a chance too, or do like a 4-4-2 and put Palmer and Watkins, right? That's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem I think with England, which is like what Portugal has, is like you almost have too many good players in the same positions too, right? So when you have like a Bellingham and you have a player like Cole Palmer that's playing good in that same kind of position, when you have a Jared Bowen that's playing good, but you also have a Saka, you have a Foden, you have an Ivan Toney, you have an Ollie Watkins, you have a Harry
Yeah,
Kane,
they do have a lot
like
of players, but
it's
Palmer's a
tough.
young buck on the field.
Yeah,
Okay,
but even
and I
more
believe
names:
he will do a
Madison,
lot.
Gordon, right? Gordon's having a good season. Gallagher, Henderson. Does Henderson even still make it? Like
I don't understand how he
Rashford.
gets.
Rashford didn't even get off the bench, which
Nope.
makes sense to me, right? But you have this many attackers, and it starts to get really tough with formations and how England
Oh yeah.
actually want to play.
Ooh,
And
I
because of
completely
that,
agree. But you
because of
can.
that, like honestly, they could play with a good three at the back system, in my opinion, with the type of players they
Yeah.
have.
I
Kyle Walker
believe they
being,
can like even muster up like a new strategy. Like if they look at all the players that they have and all their
mhm,
traits, maybe you can make a nice little hybrid of like a defensive a counterattack type of deal. I think they have more good counterattack than anything else, and
yeah,
that
they have the
could,
pace.
yeah, they can benefit from that. They can really benefit from that. But for some odd reason, they're just plain old England, and they just pass the ball and they hold on for it for way too long,
Yeah,
and they miss their chance because then they give the other team lots of time to run back and defend. If they just keep on
yeah,
passing the ball around, I think their motive is just to pass the ball and wait for your opponent to shoot. But then that opening never comes, and you just
yeah,
waste time. You waste time to get a goal, and then the other team has a bigger chance to get a goal on the counterattack, right?
yeah. Honestly, for me right now, if I see the way I would see England is probably like a 4-3-3 with a defensive mid because of maybe Rice. I don't know if I want to see them with that three at the back, but just thinking off of like the rip right now, having Palmer and Bellingham as like those eights together and like that double pivot up top,
Yeah.
and then Anthony Gordon on the left, Phil Foden on the right. And then honestly, I mean, Harry Kane's still playing good, but there does have to be questions with Ollie Watkins with how well he's playing and like a little bit more pace. Again, really fighting, like running back with that pace and countering England would be nice. And am I a fan of Harry Kane's style of play? Like, just the coming back, and unless like you have like a Bellingham on overlap to running behind kind of thing where they interchange a little
Yeah.
bit, like in that mid mess up the defenders, it could work well. But I don't know. It'd be
He
nice
doesn't
to
have
see.
the pace. He doesn't have the pace. Let's
No.
be honest. He doesn't have the pace.
No
Rashford has the pace, but he doesn't have the
finishing
not even. He doesn't even have the
and
hunger.
dribbling a little.
He doesn't have the
And
hunger.
yeah.
There's lots of clips I've seen that he literally just watches the ball. Like he doesn't even like run at them. He doesn't try to take it off them. He's just there, and the player just walked right by him. I was like, yo, like he doesn't
And the thing
have
with
the hunger
Rashford
anymore.
is he needs space. He isn't really that kind of take.
I want to
left
see him
wing
at a
anymore.
different club. I don't want to see him at United anymore. I
Yeah.
feel like he's been at United for so long, and now he's being poisoned by this club.
Getting the Ronnie treatment.
Not getting the Ronnie treatment, but he's just poisoned. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like he's
Like-
getting a lot of hate too. And like for all the stuff that he does for the team and everything, like he gets a lot lot of bad
Yeah,
headlines.
but I think he's just more poisoned because then now he kind of has that I don't give a fuck anymore mentality.
Yeah.
And then he'll
I
get
did-
frustrated as well because the club is
Mhm.
like it's not doing the best at itself, and they're just directing their anger at their their children, which are the players. That's what I see that's happening at this club.
Yeah.
And that's my analogy, obviously. Like if like a whole football club is a family, the club's the parents and the children's the players, and they're just directing their anger to the children, and then the children gets frustrated, upset. They don't want to do anything. They're not motivated to play the game anymore, and that's what I'm seeing of Rashford. He's not having that Rafael Leao smile when he's freaking playing the game. He's not having fun. He sees it as like he probably doesn't even like playing football that much anymore. That's where I see it. I want him to have like a good smile, get frustrated here and there, yeah, because like everybody that loves the game will get frustrated if they're not playing well. But then you just have to overcome that. You have to overcome that step in your life and just step up and take control. But right now, with the club as it is, I think he should go somewhere else, and hopefully has his
That could be fun.
I hopefully he just gets like a wider perspective of the game. That's why I like when players go to other clubs, especially if the club that they're at aren't doing the best, and then they're treating their players badly. That's what I think. Like, look at Ericsson. They have Ericsson. I haven't even seen this guy play. This guy's a phenomenal player. Is he there just to help mentor? No, I don't think so.
I mean, it was like halfway through the season until it was probably like 5 months,
and he played
without me even remembering that Mason Mount was on that team.
Yeah, and he's the one with number 7. Just so you know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So like,
That's
why?
enough said.
They're like, why is he 7?
Yeah.
And not Garnacho. But anyways, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's probably enough of United. Arsenal, we kind of
we really talked a lot about United. If we want to talk about the Hatties right now, look at fucking. So we just talked about the Cole Palmer Hatties. Look at freaking Foden now on the weekend.
That's inspiration right there.
It is.
That's inspiration.
I did triple
England.
captain on my FPL. Haaland didn't even fucking play.
Yeah.
But my vice captain was Foden, so.
Yeah, same as mine.
Thank God.
Same as mine.
But still,
got lucky there.
it was kind of crazy. I think it was fucking beautiful for Foden to get Hattie.
Great.
So.
For me, hitting on that inspiration too. That final goal just kind of hits on for me because he gets fouled and he throws up the arms, but the minute he sees he doesn't get the foul, he doesn't bitch, he doesn't complain, right? Like, again, going back to Bruno, like, he'd bitch and complain. A real captain there, like, he just gets up, steals the ball, and just smashes it in the corner and gets a hat trick. Like, that's the type of attitude, again, like you were saying, like, that's the type of leader you need, right? Just shut up and play. And that's the type of game that the
If
players
it doesn't
need
hurt,
to
if it doesn't hurt, just get up and start running.
get up and
That's
play.
all.
That's it.
That's
Right?
all.
Like,
That's how I always played when I was on the field. Like this one time, I got fucking tackled on both sides. I literally flipped. All right, and they didn't even touch the ball. And the ref, I remember this. This is at a freaking tournament for a school. Ref didn't call anything. I was on the ground. I was like, I flipped and I was on the ground, and I was like, oh. And it took me a little bit, and then I hear like my defenders like, ref, are you not gonna fucking call that? Are you not gonna fucking call that, ref? And we're playing like by a hospital, so the ref told like my defender to shut up, and my defender is like, buddy, there's a fucking hospital right over there. Go get your eyes checked. And then he got a fucking yellow. But it was funny, but at the same time, like, it was okay. Like, I wasn't hurt. It should have been a foul, but I got back up and I started playing again, no matter what. I just remember when I got tackled, I just saw black and red, like just black and just like some red things, and then I'm just like flipping. And I'm like, okay, I'm just a ragdoll. I'm just gonna let it happen.
that's funny. I actually have a similar kind of story. I remember playing like for a team, and it was probably when I was 14, right? Last game of the season to win like, it's like, again, it's like not a real trophy. It's not a big thing, but it was for a trophy. It was a final thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the midfield, and the center back went to go haul a ball up to the left wing, right? And the ball ended up staying lower, hit me in the back of the head, and because there was a head injury, the ref called it, right? So I got hit. I kind of like, again, saw that white for a second. Look up, the ball was like coming back down, and I kind of like stop it and just like, and then continue the kick because the guy was still on a run, still onside, and I continued the kick, right? Because the ref technically blew the whistle, right, for a free kick because of the head injury, but because I kicked it, I don't know how, whatever, this is just Canadian soccer, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But they technically continued the play. I hold the ball to the guy, boom, scored, right? And because everyone was so concerned, right? Right, because it was like technically back of the head injury, or the ball got kicked hard. But there's like a you don't see that as much in soccer these days, as of the like that hard tackle. Everyone kind of stops, and they just get up and continue, and then you can get a goal off of that because if everyone stopped, everyone's thinking, oh, this or that. They're not focused on the game, right?
I have another one, and this is just like house league soccer when I was probably like 10 or 12 or something like that. And this is my dad on the side. Okay, this is my dad on the side of the field. I'm running. Okay, but I'm like looking back, and I was about to get a through ball, so I was looking back and I'm running the full speed ahead, and I was a pacey little fucker, all right, but I was also small. I'm sprinting, and I literally plowed the defender like full on, and because I didn't see, I just remember just plowing him, and I just ran over. He just hit the ground so fast, and the ball came through. And then I stopped the run and I like helped the guy up because like, fuck, it was my bad. I'm like, sorry, brother, right? I get up and all I hear is my dad on the sidelines. Don't stop! Don't stop! Keep on running! Keep on running! Don't stop! Because the ref never even blowed the whistle. And I'm like, buddy, like, we're already winning. It was like fucking, I think it was 7-0, my team. And I'm like, I'm sorry, right? Like, the Canadian in me. It's like, I have to apologize. It was my fault that I ran right into him because I wasn't looking. I was just looking back and running forward like full sprint. And it was just funny. And I got a whole earful on the ride home. He's like, don't stop. Only stop when the whistle blows and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, sorry. Like I literally plowed that guy like he was like a toddler. Like, it was insane how I plowed him. But yeah. Anyways, that probably sounds a little wrong, but
yeah, I was about to say. Again, it's funny. I remembered another story, but either way, it was quick. The guy basically slid into me. The face hit the knee as I was running because he missed the ball, and the guy was hurt. Like, yeah, I could tell he got hurt, right? And and the ref like just continued play. So like I was through on goal, a little outside the foot, kind of like around the keeper, and everyone was complaining. Like one guy, the goalie got up and pushed me after the ball goes in the net and says, "Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop?" You literally meet him in the face. But again, it wasn't my fault. The guy slid into me. I kind of moved left, right? So knee position, like I positioned the ball away from the tackle, but his face like still hit my knee, right? And the guy was hurt, and obviously should have stopped. It's not that serious of a game, right? But at the end of the day, it's like that's kind of his fault, his problem, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and continue to score a goal while everyone's like attending to him, because technically, like that's not my problem that he got injured. So again, I think the VAR has also changed the mentality of it, right?
It did.
VAR,
And have
everyone's
you
just waiting.
seen?
Ref, like come here.
I've seen
Like,
a video of how they did like do VAR, and I think it was Chelsea scored a goal, but then they checked for offside, they checked for 2 fouls, they checked for everything.
they
And
check
they
for
were
everything.
like, and all you hear is them saying, delay the game, delay the game, delay the game. We're checking this,
Yeah.
we're checking that, and then they're moving everything, and they're like, oh, since it's not offside here, let's actually move it to his shoulder. Like they just like changed the offside rules and stuff like that.
That is one thing I wanted to talk about too. Because why is it sometimes the shoulder, the end of the sleeve?
Yeah, they
it's
change
the-
it all. They're like, since
It
it
doesn't make
they first they start with the feet. The feet's not offside. They go to the upper body. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys?
How does that make sense?
It
Like,
doesn't make sense. But they have to do what they have to do, I guess, to fucking whatever.
try to make it.
to
But and the
fucking change
camera
the game.
angles, because again, if you
Yeah,
understand
they
how
check
cameras
all the
angles work,
camera angles. They're like, which one makes them look offside, and then they use that one. I was like, this is
it's
so
a lot of it at
stupid.
the time. I think it's that. I think it's still perception, because yeah, they say that the line continues down to the floor, but if you look at the angle of cameras and know how it works, it's not like a straight line down because of the
No,
way
it's
that it's
perception.
angled. It would be also kind of like on an angle. So that shoulder, right now, instead of it being straight down to where to the ground, because of the camera angle, it's actually like 2 feet over there. So now
Yeah.
the guy has like a foot and a half to technically be onside or offside, or
Yeah,
and
they
I
always
saw
change
people
it.
talking about that too. And they need to that no the thing is that when the camera angles are put there, they have to stay in that position, and they have to have the technology specifically for that angle to know actually where the line starts and goes down. Because if you're always drawing a new one on depending on the angle, but the technology that gets applied is the same for every angle, it doesn't work,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And that becomes a giant problem, right? I know that my photographer do the cameras, like I understand how the angles work, and everyone knows, right? If depending on angles, zooms, lenses, focal points, things can look very, very different very quickly depending on the angle and how it's shown. So with offsides and stuff like that, becoming like a thing that they check for almost every single goal now, it's ruling out a lot of goals, and it's I think sometimes unjust, and that's why again like that winger offside might be a better idea for football coming in, right?
Yeah.
Where the whole body has to be offside, because at this point I think if you have 1 foot behind the line, right, and you're making a run, or if your whole body's behind the line and you're making that run in behind and nobody's gonna catch you, it doesn't matter like if my shoulder, like the sleeve, like while I'm making the run is offside, because that like it was literally not going to make a difference no matter what.
No.
And that goal should still count, in my opinion, no matter if it's rival
They
teams
always-
scoring it against me.
They
It's
always
unfair.
change stuff. It's stupid.
So or it can be like a thing of like more than, yeah, like again like the foot, or like if more, I don't know how, I was gonna say more, if more than 50% of your body is like past the line, like most of your body's past the line, then like it could be an offside. But honestly, the winger one, where like if one part of you is onside, it's onside.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I think it actually makes more sense, because no matter what,
I
defenders
think-
are always gonna run this way, players are always gonna run this. If you're leaning right, your shoulder is always gonna be on offside.
I
If
think
you're
it should always
falling
be where your feet are. That's it. If your toes
feet,
are,
yeah.
let's say if your
That's
toes are offside, fuck it, yeah, call offside. I don't care.
yeah.
But if you're both your feet are onside, but your upper body is offside, that shouldn't matter.
The only way that should matter is then if the ball, let's say, comes in and you score it with your shoulder. You know what I mean?
Well,
But if you're
yeah,
scoring it
yeah,
with
but
your
I'm
feet-
talking about through balls. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
exactly. Yeah,
Like if you're making the run and your feet are onside, but you're fucking like you're on like a slant because you're sprinting. that shouldn't matter. That's all I'm trying to say here. But anyways,
this,
do you want to? I want to show you this play with TFC. All right, Toronto
yeah,
FC.
I was gonna say we got through the Hatricks.
Yeah, I want to show you this freaking Insigne and Bernadeschi play. I wish this got this went in, but this is just I miss these guys in Euros. You know, in the national team in the Serie A or like anywhere. I just miss these guys. Insigne is such a good player. Bernadeschi, you know. And I'm just going to show you this highlight here. Let me see here. All right. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Header.
Oh.
So what can Insigne conjure here? Short again. Bernadeschi, the angle changes for the Italians.
Just look at all these back
They're
heels.
enjoying themselves here. Bernadeschi, lovely volley! Swing of the right arm.
That's what I wanted to show you guys. If you
Yeah, it was a
saw
good
you
play.
saw how many back heels that was, like I'll play it back. All right, and it was just phenomenal. How many fucking how gorgeous that was. All right, here we go. So, you got Insigne, pass. All right, go, pass, back heel 1, back heel 2, back heel 3. And then they go for the cross. And, if this went in, if that went in, boys, it's game over. Game over for them.
it could definitely be considered as like one of the goals for the season, you know what I mean? Like just the way that they played the defenders, they had no chance there. Again, this is MLS, but
But it doesn't matter.
Smart.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's MLS. But if that was like a team in Euros or in Europe, sorry, not Euros.
yeah,
Fuck, you can still do the same thing. You bring in that one player and you fucking just pass, and ooh. Imagine Ronnie was at the end of that. Or Holland. Any guy has a good header, Sergio Ramos, anyone. Oh my god, that would have been top bins no matter what. And I don't know. All I gotta say, that for freaking MLS is kind of crazy.
yeah. No, it was pretty good. It was really really nice, solid piece of play. It's good to see Toronto doing well again.
Well, yeah,
and
they've been
doing
they
good.
finally have like a decent team, you know, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes, especially now that Inter Miami is a force to be reckoned with Suarez, Sergio Busquets, fucking Messi. I'm missing another motherfucker.
Jordi Alba.
There we go, that guy, Jordi Alba. That's the
Neymar
thing.
won't be going there soon enough.
Yeah, freaking. It's just kind of crazy on how crazy this team is, but at the same time, Messi hasn't been playing the last I think 5 matches, and they've been not doing the greatest.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows you you can get these teams, but at the end of the day, it all matters about how your team performs and coaching and strategy wise and all that stuff. And then I'm pretty sure, who was it? They're going to LA. I saw a transfer rumor that someone's gonna go to LA. They're a decent player. Who was it? Oh my days! Why am I blanking on this? I might have to look it up. I don't know if you heard of it. LA player.
No, I just saw that Neymar had lunch with David Beckham in Miami.
No,
So that's pretty
this
good.
is something else completely. I'm pretty sure they already signed. Oh,
Already signed.
Giroud.
Oh,
Giroud is gonna
interesting.
go to LA. That's what it
Okay,
is. I
I
didn't even
like
find
that.
it. I
He's gonna
just
score a
remembered.
lot.
Yeah. So
He's gonna pull a little Mitrovic at El Hello kind of situation.
yeah,
Not
I
be
can
the
see that.
biggest name, but I think he's gonna score the most goals. To be
Yeah.
honest.
So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good for Canadian soccer, I guess.
Hmm.
Now going on to the Portuguese league, we got the big game today, right?
Oh, I
You
was
got
gonna
your
say,
team.
I was gonna say, just before that, did you want to touch on? We missed one hat trick. We missed two hat tricks from
Oh
one guy. Actually,
shit! Big
we
boy
missed.
Ronnie, two
We missed.
games, two Hatties.
Yeah, because I was gonna say,
I didn't even see them though. I
Al
haven't
Nazir's
seen them.
next game is against El Hilal,
Yeah.
right? Ronnie got rested. A lot of players got rested yesterday, but they had to come on. Last minute header, Laporte. Great header, great spirit. That's and a really good play, but tough match because they played kind of like a B team. But because of the two matches before that, right? Two matches before that is 12, 13 goals in last, 14, basically 14 goals in like last three games, right?
And it's crazy.
Um,
I don't watch the Saudi league, but it's still insane that Ronnie is still putting out these numbers. Yeah, it's Saudi league, but they
yeah,
still have crazy players.
Saudi league. I
You
mean,
you can't sleep on them. They have more.
my
They
thing is,
have more bigger names in the Saudi league than MLS. MLS has like what, four, five?
well, yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if you go off of league rankings, Saudi league is like 30 rankings above the MLS. I think MLS is like in the 60
Is
something
it?
from what I saw, and
Yeah.
and
Well, it makes
Saudi's like
sense.
30 something.
But still, they play
Play
well
good
out
football.
there. They play good football. They bring all these other players from Euros that nobody wants them in Europe anymore, and they kind of just end up there. And
Yeah.
they do play well. They have their own Champions League out there and everything. And Ronnie's already cracking out the goals. Like you can't be mad at this guy. This guy lost to freaking Slovenia, and then afterwards scores 6 goals in 2 games, right?
Yeah.
And that's just kind of crazy in a way where he just stepped up, and everybody's saying that it's Ronnie's fault for losing the national team, which it's not. It's the whole
No,
team's fault. It's not one person's fault. So
no, the national team was very much a lack of midfield progression into the attack and lack of creativity, which you miss when you don't have like a Bernardo Silva and
yeah,
stuff. But here, when you have players that play well, and again, for me, Otavio was also a very good player in the last few matches, which helps create problems for defenses, which allows to open up space for Ronnie. You get to see how Ronnie can open up and also create because getting those two assists, I mean, and then coming on in the last yesterday and putting in a great cross where the guy smacked it and it hit the bar off the volley, right? And it was just it was unfortunate that he didn't get to score that because that would have been a great goal too. But I've seen this ever since I've really started noticing it ever since Juventus of how good Ronnie is at being a creator when
he
he
is.
wants to be
It's crazy.
for the team, and nobody
He's
really
he's
recognizes it
always
because
been
then it's
kind of like
inverted.
that. He's always been kind of like that. If you look back at when he was at United, like 2000, like early like 2000s,
Hmm.
he was always creating at the same time.
Well, yeah, I saw he hit 250 career assists.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put up those numbers against most like great midfielders, like, but like, search up, like, you could search up like Ozil's career assists. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the numbers are, for someone that's like one of
Well,
the best
okay, with Ozil, I'm not too
assisters.
sure, but
Like, I want to search that up right now, right? But just to like compare to somebody that's whole job was to assist players. Um, I think like his numbers are really up there, and from all the chances that players have missed, especially how many chances players have missed over the years with other black players not being able to finish at Juventus, at United, at Al Nazir. Like Ronaldo could have so many more assists. I mean, that's for everybody, but just like I don't know. I just feel like I've seen so many chances, easy chances, get absolutely wasted off of insanely great assists for
Oh
total
yeah,
assists 221.
it looks
Sorry,
like it.
I just 221, right?
I wish it like fucking showed
It doesn't
everything.
want to pop up very easily for
Like
some reason.
for when I find it on FootMob, it just tells me in each league what he got. So like we got 2, 1, 3, 3, 12, 13, 20, 8, 12, 23, 23, 26. That's all I'm getting here. It doesn't give
I
me like
mean,
a good
I
total.
mean, if you had to guess, right? This is a player that won the Ballon d'Or over him.
Mhm.
Modric's career assists. What would you guess?
I like close to 500.
Yeah, he's at 144.
Yeah.
So when people say that he's not a playmaker, um, I just think you actually don't watch him. Like I watch him every game pretty much,
So
and I
now,
see how well he still does crossing in a ball through balls. Um, so for me, like it's yeah, like Ronnie still has that in him, and he showed it in the last few games. And
even when he
again,
was
being
at United, there's a whole montage of him just setting up the players and they just couldn't score.
yeah, I think he gets really unlucky. I think again when they compare like again a Messi's numbers of assists to Ronaldo's, I think Ronaldo could probably have easily another 50 to 100 assists on his thing from easy chances. Just the amount of times I've seen
Yeah.
a Chiesa, Kulusevski, I don't know, a Rashford, a player running him behind on an easy chance, a Nani. I don't know, like you just see all these chances and they just absolutely botch them, right?
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I think I was watching the highlights, right? The first hat trick was more kind of like tap-ins and easier chances, I would say. But the second hat trick, two free kicks 20 minutes apart. Now, do I think the goalie could have done better? Probably. The wall opens up on the first one, which he didn't really, and it was shot hard,
Oh
so
yeah,
he
he
couldn't really
scored. He
react.
scored 2 free kicks. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one was nice little header down
Hmm.
and bounce. So it was a good hat trick, and I definitely think when watching the game, they were talking about how the goalie was a really good goalie in the Saudi League too. So it was no amateur. I think it was just poor defending from the actual defense to allow the wall to break. But it happens, right? It happened the other day. I think for Foden too, he scored a free kick or someone scored a free kick in the Prem or Palmer. When it was one of those big players and wall opened up, it went right in the top corner. I
Yeah.
mean, the walls aren't staying unified. You see them open up a lot, so I think that's why a lot of players go for middle of the wall, right? Because the minute it gets through,
It's all
even if it gets
chance too,
nicked or
though. It's all
something, it's a
chance.
great, it's an easy goal
You,
almost.
you
So
never really know where the wall's gonna open up, and you don't know where
yeah,
the players are gonna end up. They just kind
yeah,
of just. I feel like the players are more afraid of the ball or get hit by the ball, so they just jump and like churn like that. So they
yeah. It
get.
happens a lot.
So that's why the walls open up. But yeah, I did see that Ronnie scored 2 free kicks, and it was I think it was the first time in 13 years that he scored two
Two
free
free kicks
kicks
in
in
one
one
game.
game. Yeah,
No problem.
13
13
years.
years? I don't know. 13 seems like a lot, but I mean,
Well, like he hasn't been
how
at.
often do you score two free kicks in a game, right?
You
Like,
don't. Yeah, that's the thing. The last time he
so
did it
damn,
was 13 years ago.
that's
I
crazy.
think it was 13 or 9, but I'm pretty sure it's 13. But it was back when he was at Real Madrid.
Interesting.
So,
Okay. Well,
it's going to be when
yeah,
he was in his prime. And now he's at 39 years old and he's doing it.
yeah.
So,
You think you think this was a little bit of a like you've noticed this in him a lot, like when he does have a game where he doesn't score an assist and people talk shit, he always comes back with a reply. Do you think this is what that was?
it could be. But at the same time, I think it just fuels him.
Yeah.
That's what makes a good player. At the end of the day, if you're taking all these negative haters or whatever, and you just fuel it, and add it to the fire and just go out there and just do your thing. Then that what makes and breaks the player. When you take all those emotions and you put it on the field and you actually play well, keep at it. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Don't get too stressed out. Don't get too frustrated. We've seen it in Ronaldo. Ronaldo's human, right? Everybody's saying that this guy's not human. No, he's human. He worked hard to get to where he is. Everybody that is his fans have seen how hard he played and how hard he tried. And yeah, he gets frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated. You've seen sometimes he gets frustrated on the field, and people don't like that. Everyone gets like that. Especially when you're a player who fiends for the goals, who wants to hit his goals that he set and keep on achieving higher stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what I see in Ronnie. Ronnie's a phenomenal player. When he takes all this hatred, whenever, let's say, since he lost that Portugal game against Slovenia, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Ronnie's the problem. This new team can't play with Ronnie because Ronaldo isn't back in his prime or whatever." You know, this guy's still putting out numbers. Like he's still in his prime, but this is like his second prime, which is people's normal prime. When he was in his prime and Messi, they were in a whole different league. They that prime should be called like something else. Like it's basically the term of GOAT, you know, like this is your GOAT time. Now he's in his prime. It's a late prime, and he's been performing even though it's in the Saudi league. I don't give a shit. He's still been performing for the national team. He still performs for his team right now. No matter where you end up, you're still performing no matter what. He was performing at United as well. But you take all that anger, you put it on the field, and you're not getting too frustrated, but you're channeling that anger onto the field and onto the ball and scoring those goals, and you're basically churning that anger into happiness you're channeling it into like inspiration, for the other players. Now, if you take someone like Bruno Fernandes, who gets very frustrated every game, blah 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 blah, he can't channel that anger into the ball, because whenever he does, it skyrockets into the net, or not into the net, into the sky, or leaves the stadium, or goes to another fucking dimension. You know, this is what I'm trying to say. Not a lot of players can do what Ronnie does. Same thing with Messi. Messi hushes the haters at the same time. I'm not saying Ronaldo is the only player that can do this. I'm just saying the great of the best of the best can do this. Yeah. And I think, he was taking out all his frustrations from the Portugal game into these two games, and he shut everybody up. 2 hat-tricks in 2 games. No matter if it's in the Saudi League, MLS, no matter what, who gives a flying shit? It's a hat trick, for crying out loud. So, let's see you guys do it. If those people that are talking shit, let's see you do it in the Saudi League.
Again, there's plenty of players that struggle to score in the Prem. Ronaldo went in the Prem, still scored a hat trick, still played well on a team like United that everyone's struggling at. So people that say that there was these down periods, even these down periods, he wasn't that bad. No. Did he lose a little bit of that dribbling for a while? Like, you did notice there was a weird period where he lost that dribble.
The thing is, though, you got to remember he does have that knee injury, and that knee injury it's actually like it's corroding his ligaments, I believe. So he's always been doing that, and if you seen him when he was younger to now, he had to change his whole play style in order for him to keep on playing at this high level. If he kept on playing as what he was doing back when he was younger, he would probably be retired with a knee injury.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of talk on his knee injury. I remember hearing about it. Like I remember hearing about the knee injury, but I thought it wasn't that serious. But it's actually like a disease.
Yeah.
So
No, his knee is
so
and I
that's
think that's what it might be, is that it act up sometimes, because you notice like sometimes like he'll go from one game dribbling like amazing to like the next day like he does a step over and he just looks
yeah,
lost, right?
but it's only because
Um,
of the pain. Like I chipped my cartilage in my meniscus, and that's in my knee, and my knee gives out here and there. I'll do all the skills and
mhm.
stuff, but sometimes it takes like one moment. My knee gives out in the middle of that skill, and I lose the ball or I mess up completely because I have to change everything. The rhythm in your play, the everything changes, and you just get
Yeah.
lost. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's not his fault for messing up here and there. His dribbling's still phenomenal, but you had to change it a lot. That's all I gotta
Hmm.
say. Yeah, there is some mistakes here and there, but everybody does that.
Yeah.
Everybody. So
Yeah.
that is what it
Well,
is.
moving on, I think we'll go on to the Portuguese league. I'm gonna give a little synopsis of how Benfica's going. You'll
As you
give a
guys
little
know,
synopsis of how Porto's
yeah,
going.
as you know, Dylan is a Benfiquista. I'm a Portista. Rivalry here, but we're still best buds. Doesn't
Hmm.
really matter. Here and there, we'll message each other whenever our teams play each other. Like when Porto
Yeah.
played Benfica, I messaged him since we won.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All that matters is that we know that Sporting's not as good, and this little
yeah.
season that they're having, this little season that they're having, because they finally have a world-class striker, absolutely amazing striker. Got to see him live. He's great. Like, and he's really helping the team click. And this little five at the back that they stole from Inter, which I hate the way they play.
I mean, it
It's
is what it is.
everybody
Whatever
run back,
works.
everyone run forward, congest every part of the field, and make it
It's
impossible to
just
play
high pressure.
football.
It's high pressure.
High pressure, and it's very annoying, because then when you do sit in that low block with five at the back and your whole team's back and the strikers running at your center backs, you just can't play. And I think Sporting kind of adopting that and making it very hard to play. Uh, is I mean, it's good from them. We've played them now already twice or three times in the league, and we lost, unfortunately, to them in the cup because of how well they played a 2-2 game. It was very tough to be able to get those goals, but in the second leg, we definitely played better than them. We just gave up some pretty shit goals, and again, that's because of Benfica having a player like Arsens at like left back, and Baw's good, but he's good to get up and run a lot, but he's not defensively that. He's kind of like a Kyle Walker
Mhm.
slash Trent, where he's coming in, he's gonna be getting crosses, he's gonna be running into the middle, maybe even more like a Cancelo, but defensively he's not 100%. So it makes a tough job for Antonio Silva and Otamendi, but even though they're amazing and our goalie's really good, but they can't do everything. But again, just to see this again, we did well against Rangers. We're still in Europa League. I think we have a good chance. We got lucky with Marseille being our next team, because I think we can get into the Final Four through them. But Rangers was 1-0. Casapia 1-0. Shavs was 1-0. A little bit frustrating game, and then Sporting 2-2 tie out on aggregate. And now today, in like literally an hour, we're gonna be facing them again away. 10 minutes away, anyways, but it's still a away match.
Yeah.
Um, and Benfica need this basically if we're gonna win the league, right? Sporting are a game ahead, and they're 1 point above us. So we need this game just to be able, to get ahead of them now temporarily, but there's that game ahead, and then there's still a 1 point that they would have above us even if we beat them today. And after not being able
Well,
to beat them two times in a row,
right now they are above you by 1 point. So
yeah.
if you win
So
this,
we,
then you
we
guys
need
go in
this.
first, no matter what. But at the end of the game, it just depends on how you guys finish off. I believe there's only a couple more games left.
Yeah, for matches, one,
It's a
two, three,
handful.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 games left. Sporting still have to face Porto at home,
Yeah.
so that game is my other extra game that I'm praying that you guys would be able to beat them. So then we are able to bring them within that well,
Well,
1
right
point.
now,
If we can beat them and you guys beat them, then we can be winning the league.
yeah, there's nothing for Porto to make it unless Benfica and Sporting loses all their games.
Pretty
So
much. And
there's no really big hope for us, but we do have hope to get the Taça de Portugal. So it will
against
be
Sporting as
it'll
well.
be against Sporting, but we'll see how we go. We beat Guimarães 1-0. Now we're gonna go into the second leg and see how that happens. I'm pretty sure that's next
Oh, you
week.
guys still haven't played your second leg against
No.
Guimarães.
No, it's next
Interesting.
week.
So Benfica and Sporting played their games early, and you guys still have to face
It's
Guimarães.
because
Guimarães is playing well.
there was a whatchamacallit? I think it was a problem. They had to cancel one of the games. Remember?
Oh, there wasn't enough police.
Yeah, it was something like that.
There's like weird riots going on. There was a game canceled in Lisbon,
Yeah,
like a Sporting
couple-
game, and then there
couple
was a
games.
game in Porto that got canceled.
So all that kind of did like little setbacks. So we'll see if we make it. I think that's our focus for right now, since we know we can't make it to the first or second place.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. And what pissed me off is how we don't have much places for Champions League. If you notice,
Yeah.
it's only first for the Portuguese league. It's only the first place that goes, and the second place goes into the.
Which makes no sense to me because they're expanding the amount of teams. So I don't know if that
Exactly.
is in consideration.
No, I already did, because I looked at all the other leagues, and Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, and I'm pretty sure French league have like the most freaking. Bundesliga has the most freaking teams that it can go, which is like 6 to 8, or no, 6 or 4 to 6, which is insane. How the Portuguese league only has like 2 spots basically, or no, it's not even. It's just a 1 spot.
It's one qualifying, and then
Yeah.
the crazy part is that you guys wouldn't even be in Europa League in
No.
third place automatically. You're still playing a
We
qualification.
still qualification, yeah, which is kind of crazy. So that's why, like, when I looked at that, I'm like, what the fuck happened? And we had 4 teams in Champions League this year. We had 4 teams this year, and now we're gonna drop down to 2 next year when they expanded.
Yeah, like I'm really interested to see what other teams end up getting put in. Right, because I know England got an extra one, which again, they have 4 and then a qualification. No, Europa League, straight Europa
That's
League.
what I'm saying.
They don't even have
Everybody
a Europa
has 4.
Conference League.
No.
They don't even have a Europa Conference League, which is kind of weird. But I imagine that might be because of
Europa League and then goes
the
down
way
to
the
conference.
system works. I think some teams that will be in Champions League will get moved down and down and down off of like points.
That's how, yeah.
Because I'm still not 100%. I've seen the videos on how like it's supposed to work, but I think because there's so many teams in Champions League, technically more teams go into Champions League, but because 50% of them off the bat after that playoff round for the round of 16, all those playoff teams that lose, I think, are the
It's
other.
not all of them. It's the first place basically from that. So like, first and second moves on, third place and fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth place doesn't even go, but the third place goes, like the first runner up, basically it goes to the Europa League. That's how I always saw it.
Because there's 36 teams, right? The first 8 automatically qualify to round of 16.
Mhm.
The rest of them play a playoff match,
To see who
depending on the
goes.
point,
Yeah.
to see who goes. And then I guess maybe the top teams that lose out of those with the most points, those are the ones,
Yeah.
right? So 8 get sent. So that's your round of 16 there. And then another 8 might go, or maybe 4 of those teams, right? 4 might go to Europa
I
and
don't
4
know.
might go to Europe Conference League.
To be
Like,
honest,
it's very
we'll just
confusing.
see how it happens this year. I'm just still a little bit confused at how it's supposed to work, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, for the Portuguese
But yeah.
league, it's either between Benfica or Sporting. Porto is nowhere
Yeah.
to be seen. It is what it is. We had a rough year. I think
I mean, we'll talk
we
about
have a
it.
lot of like problems going on in the club as well. Pinta de
Mhm.
Costa, he was like a freaking idol back then. He was doing great for Porto, but now I think we need a new president to take over. And now it's kind of like showing like all like the little mafia type deals going on within the club, because like and the socios, which is the members of the club,
Mhm.
like if you're the older member, then your vote is worth more than a new member, and all the new members wants the new President Vila Boas, which used to be a coach for Porto, and he was one of the best. He's trying to run for a presidency, and now there's a whole thing, whole debate, and it's just not looking happy. And they trashed Vilas Boas's like house and everything. Like it got to a point where it looks very political, where, yeah, I don't know what else to say in a way, but I just think Pinto Costa should leave. He hasn't been making much for Porto right now. All these weird deals, how all of our players are leaving on a free or they're leaving for less than they're actually worth. It's just kind of crazy for me, where Benfica sells everybody for like a freaking 100 mil when we can't even sell anyone, and our best players for fucking, like, we always sell them for 40 mil. So it just blows my mind.
Yeah, Benfica almost has this like thing is like
it's
like literally minimum
more,
anybody that's leaving is like minimum 80, and even then has the add-ons to try to get the 100 mil for each player that walks out our door.
Yeah, so that's the thing, and Porto really needs to change everything. They have to restructure, and I think it starts with Pinto Costa to step down. No hate towards him. I love Pinto Costa. You know, like growing up, he was like one of the like best presidents out there. But at the end of the day, I think he just has to step down now. Yeah, I think he's trying to hold on to a legacy, like Florentino Perez, and he just he doesn't want to give up.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, I think so we're gonna do a cover, I think, next week of this Benfica and Sporting games, and we're gonna continue on strong with the Premier League, because of how close it is. Just to, like, I was just gonna quickly go over right now. Again, we talked a lot about the Prem, but just the table itself. Arsenal on 71 points, Liverpool on 70 with a game in hand. Man City is also on 70. The goal difference right now between Liverpool and Man City is only 2 goals. They're plus 40 and plus 42. Arsenal's on plus 51, right? So right now, if it goes to goal difference in Man City, Arsenal has similar points. Arsenal would be in the second place. I don't know if there's like a game-to-game thing that would make Man City go ahead of them, but just off goal difference right now, I know that they would be second. Right now, I think with the matches coming up, Liverpool face Man U tomorrow. And with Man U being so desperate, right? Because, again, that new system, 6th place doesn't get anything now, actually. So actually, I don't know if the Prem gets an extra Champions League spot. I swear they always got 4.
That's what I was saying.
I swear they always got 4. So I don't know where these extra teams are coming from. Maybe they're going to grab it on Nazar at this point. I don't know. But I don't know where these extra teams are coming from. I imagine it might be like, Eredivisie, Denmark.
We'll see. We'll see how it happens.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But right now, Man U, because they're 9 points behind, are probably not going to get any...
they're not going to get much
into anything, right? So they're desperate to win games.
They are. Their last game kind of showed it, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to be able to hold it, especially when they not going to flame. But Harry Maguire back there, yeah, it was iffy, but he was playing decently, better this year than he did back then when his whole meme started happening. But at the end of the day, I don't see them really doing much. They couldn't even hold on to their lead when they were losing, and they came back. And that should have freaking strengthened all your players. Like, coming back when you're 2-0 down, bro. Like, you know how motivated a player would be, like, coming from 2-0 down to 3-2.
Yeah,
you guys are fucking motivated, right?
Yeah,
you don't want to give it up, and then after you lost a penalty, and then it was 3-3, and then you guys lost again, and you guys, the hopes just went down the drain. They gave up way too fast. I think the same thing's
For
gonna
me, I was gonna
happen, especially
I was gonna
against
quickly
Liverpool.
ask,
Oof.
what do you think? Like, just for a quick prediction, right, for the Prem for the rest of this, how it's gonna go. I'm just gonna quickly give you the games for each team, like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City, to just give you like the what how the runs are gonna be. Because as I see it right now, I still think Man City's winning this.
They could.
I believe that they're gonna win this, especially right now. Arsenal's next game is Bayern Munich. Then they're gonna be facing fourth place Aston Villa at home. Then Bayern Munich again. Then Wolves away, right? Wolves at home is a tough team. Then they still have to face Chelsea, Tottenham, and Man United and Everton, right? They're all big games for
It is
Arsenal.
tough. It is
I
tough for
see
Arsenal,
Arsenal. I
but I
see
can see
Arsenal
them pulling
doing what
through.
happened last year and crashing out of the title race
Really,
just because of the amount of games and the pressure and how hard they all are.
in my head is I think they're gonna pull through. I think
Really?
they've been holding on strong the whole season. And they played tough games. They
Hmm.
they had a taste of loss against Porto, right? In the
Yeah.
Champions League, and Porto took them to penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
And they were probably shitting their brains out. But they held strong, and now they have that taste. They don't wanna have that feeling anymore where they could
Yeah.
lose it all. Especially this year when it's like one of their best seasons ever.
I just think with Champions League still on their mind, it's going to be very, very tough. And Bayern Munich is a team that I still think they could do something against. But with just the amount of games and the young players, I don't know if pressure is going to get to them like last year.
But at the same
Injuries and
time,
things
even
like
if they
that.
lose to Bayern Munich, they're just gonna focus on the Prem.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like every game is tough from
It
here on
is.
out. Like
It is.
literally, other than Bournemouth at
But
home,
anything can happen. Anything could
yeah,
happen. I can't really
uh,
predict whatever, but all I can say is I can see Arsenal actually winning it this year. I can see Man City giving them a freaking run of their money,
yeah,
but City also tied like I'm pretty sure 2 games.
they tied against Arsenal the
So
other day, which was a tough game.
yeah, like
But
that would
they
have been
looked better in my opinion. Still, so they held out.
yeah.
But
At the end
just
of the
now, I'm
day,
gonna give you
yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah, go on.
Sorry, just because again, just to get the narrative, Arsenal hard last run to try to keep stay in this race,
Hmm.
even though they're in second. Then we have Liverpool's facing United tomorrow. Then they go to Europa League against Atalanta. They face Crystal Palace at home, which Crystal Palace is never an easy game, but they're not hard either. Then you have Atalanta away, Fulham away, Everton away, West Ham away, Tottenham but at home, and then Aston Villa away. Um, right, fourth place team again. Aston Villa is looking really good, and then your final game is Wolves at home. I don't think this is an easy run either, with a lot of away games. Right, they have 4 away games back to back to back, so pretty much the month of April. Well, the second half of April is all away games, and then you're facing Tottenham at home as your first game, and then you're going back away to Aston Villa, which has been playing good. I don't see this being an easy run either, but it's also Liverpool, and I think they'll still perform well.
They
But I see them dropping points is my main thing, which is
I
what
do see
City
them.
needs.
This is Klopp's last year though, so I think they're gonna want to give him a good party to end the season. To be
Yeah,
honest, like yeah, I said this could be Arsenal's season, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's against these 3 teams, and it's a super close, tight title race.
it is.
Liverpool can do it. They have the motivation. They want to give Klopp a good farewell. And then there's City, the defending champs.
Yeah,
They have a great team. They just want to defend their title, whatnot. Then there's Arsenal. Arsenal, who always finishes around 6th, now have been doing in the top 3 battling in the top 3, trying to get out
yeah,
there. They have a great team this year. Michael Arteta has been like a great coach, and I believe he is hunting down this title. The Spanish
hmm
coaches, not gonna lie, are looking gnarly this year. So I believe he's gonna be doing something spicy here. at the end of the day, it's anyone's title.
It is.
I do see, like, yeah, Liverpool can do it for Klopp. They are currently in first, depending on their next game. Right now, Arsenal's in first, but they're a game up. But if Liverpool wins, they're 2 points ahead. So it all kind of depends on how the games go for now, here on out. It's tough. It's tough to say. It's really tough to say.
Man City's next game now, because they won already, is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But luckily, the thing that's lucky for them is they have Luton at home in between then the two Real matches. So they don't have to be too worried. They would have had Tottenham right after for Real Madrid away at home, which Tottenham always give them a problem, but it got rescheduled because of the FA Cup final, which, again, it's not easy to go from playing Real Madrid, you play Luton, but play Real Madrid again, and then you're in an FA Cup final. But it is against Chelsea, and again, I just see...
At the same time, Dylan, at the end of the day, it all matters about the goals. It doesn't matter about how many passes you made, how many shots you've taken, how many whatever, right? At the end of the day, if one little ball crosses that line, no matter what side, it could be the shittiest team. All right? It could be fucking Ted Lasso coaching that team.
I know.
All right? At the end of the day, you never know what happens. Look at, you can play a phenomenal game and shoot in a whole... You can have fucking 25 shots on net, but none of them will go in. And they need is one goal, and they got that from a fluke.
Teams, though, City, they haven't been scoring like they have been like before. I mean, the last two games they've gotten 4 goals. But for me, if I'm still betting on a team right now, I think City still have the easiest run because actual Prem run. I don't know what will happen against Real Madrid. I think they'll still be doing good against them. They're going to put a lot of into those games. Of course they will. They beat them last year, so I think they're going to have that still in their mind too and can do it. But a lot's going to go into those games. But once those Real games are done, and again, you're facing Luton in between that, and you have a Chelsea FA Cup, which I see them being able to win that. I mean, they lost in a final, right, against Chelsea. And anything can happen, and all it takes is that one goal. But that was also with Tuchel, which Tuchel's like a cup specialist. Now with this Chelsea team, I see Man City being able to roll through them. It's not going to be tough, easy after 2 Real games. But the thing is, after this is, right, yes, you have Brighton away, Nottingham Forest away, Wolves at home, Fulham away, and then West Ham is the last game. I don't know where that Tottenham game will get played, but all the games for City look a lot easier.
They do.
Compared to Liverpool and Arsenal.
It's one tie can ruin the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
That's why I think it was important
Yeah.
for City to win the game against Arsenal recently, and when they tied. It was important for them, but the fact that they tied makes it interesting because both teams can now get up over Liverpool. It's still possible that both teams get over Liverpool. So, I'm gonna be watching the game very closely. I don't know about you tomorrow for the Man U Liverpool.
I should be able to watch it. We'll see. I don't even know what the plans are tonight with the boys because we're going up to Toronto and I don't even know what the plan is, what the motives are. Maybe I'll come home freaking plastered drunk. Maybe I'm sleeping on the street. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, flying up in the clouds. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I just show up on your doorstep in Portugal.
Yeah.
And I'm just here like, I don't know what happened to me. I just ended up on the plane and then I just accepted my fate, So at the end of the day, we'll see. I'll try to watch it.
Well, I was gonna say that we could potentially do a watch along tomorrow if we're open for that.
Maybe
on stream.
Maybe we could.
Potential, because it could be a good game, real good game.
I don't know.
I could see another. I could see another Chelsea Man U situation again with this Chelsea or with this Liverpool Man U. game.
I don't know. I
Being
feel
very back
like
and forth.
with the Chelsea and Man U, that was very like intense. I just don't see Liverpool doing that.
Yeah.
That's about it. But anyways,
Well, yeah, I think that's pretty much
Yeah.
everything. Other than that, my special thing I was going to show you is I ended up getting the new Euro ball today.
We do not care.
Played around with it a bit. It was a little bit of a rainy day. So I was just kicking it around, but just off of first impressions, I really like the ball. It has a really nice bounce to be doing keepy ups with it. It has a nice texture on the outside. Again, this isn't like the $150 one. This is the middle one. It's not like the clean plastic one, but it's like that middle range ball,
Okay,
right? Where
okay.
it has some of the technology in it, right?
all right, yeah.
And just off of first kick arounds with it, I really like it. I'm gonna be going to the field tomorrow and getting some kicks on it, but I would say like it's more on the lightweight side. It's not like the lightest ball. It's not like gonna be
So is it like a floater type
like
of ball,
bazooka?
or what is it?
honestly,
when you
I
kick
think
it, is it?
I have the 2014 World Cup ball over there.
Mhm.
That one's the
remember it.
bazooka,
I remember it.
right? It kind of gives me a little bit of those vibes, but again, the paneling being a lot bigger, it's a little bit more of a smoother, and I think a little bit of a lighter feeling, right? But it gives me a little bit of bazooka vibes. I think it travels through the air decently well, but I'm gonna be doing a more in-depth kick around with this ball afterwards, and kind of give some thoughts on maybe how I think in the Euros teams are going to be playing because of it. A lot of play depends also on the ball, right?
It does. It does. All the balls have a different style. Like my favorite ball was the 2010 South Africa World Cup. It's the
No. You're talking about. I think I have. So you're talking about.
It's
the
a
one that I
motherfucker
have.
with circles, dude. I have it. I had it.
So. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, 2014 was Brazil.
Yeah, that's the 2014. I'm talking about the 2010 ball. 2010 ball.
Oh, the
was
Jabulani.
Yeah, the Jabulani.
Yeah.
That shit was one of my favorite balls. The other one is also the 2008 Euros. I don't know if you know which one that is. 2008 Euros is.
I remember that one.
It's just like the balls, the dots. Sorry, just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
And then
This is like
those
the
two
real,
balls
real
were my
one.
favorite ones. Yeah, I remember playing with that one. I like that one too, but
This one's definitely lighter. A little bit.
Gemini or Geminabala or whatever, the 2010 ball. That was probably like my favorite one the whole time. I had a yellow one here, and then I also had the other one too. They were phenomenal until I popped them by accident. But yeah, and then you remember that ball that I have that's like beat up, like it was. Like you can't even tell what it is. That one is a 2008 Euros.
Yeah, no, I remember that one being the 2008 Euros.
It was the blue
Actually, that
and
one, I remember
white.
you
I
had
also
that ball.
I have another one, and it's shiny red and black.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell that ended up. I can't find it anywhere. I thought my niece took it to her house. No, she doesn't have it. I have no clue where that ball ended up. I don't know what happened to it. I thought it was stuck in the hedges because I always shot at the hedges when I was younger. I thought it was stuck in there. I looked in there, nowhere to be seen. It just disappeared. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, this paneling system is a lot different than this, which is going to be my main thing again, because this is like an actual real ball. It has that little bit more oomph in the plastic and the thickness.
The texture, yeah.
I think. Which I think the main ball of this also has that little bit more.
They
oomph,
all
but
do.
It's
They all do.
going to be lighter than this.
I just don't like the design. The design's just not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I like it
much.
actually. I thought originally it didn't. Again, yeah, it's just like triangles with this, but with the dots. Again, I think on the screen you don't get as much as like the detail, but in person I actually really like the design of it. I was surprised. It's not like I'm in love with it. Again, if I had to rate this, I'd probably give it like a 7. Right? But I think it's good enough.
I just feel like Adidas just put a whole bunch of triangles to symbol it's from Adidas. You know?
True. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like,
probably that's accurate.
yeah, that's
Um,
basically all I'm seeing.
but for me, I think this ball, especially for the price. Again, I got this for 30 euros. I checked the prices online. On Adidas, this middle ball costs 50 euros here, and then on another website online, it costs 40 euros. The ball with like the shiny texture, like I'm talking about, like it feels way different. It doesn't even
The
feel like this ball.
authentic, yeah.
€5 difference. It was 25. So I don't know if I got this for lower than I was supposed to. There was like a mistake. But yeah, I went in. It was brand new today. Also saw the Portugal jersey, the home one only in person. And again, in person looks pretty clean. The replica jersey, not the main one. But I think having the main one would look really, really good.
Yeah, they
But
have that different texture on it. And I
yeah,
was
that
gonna
different
bring up the
texture.
Canadian jerseys. The home kits are starting to grow on me now. I am
Yeah,
starting to
I
like it.
told you. I thought there was a bit of more like a
But
more of a
still, at the end of the day, the away kits are shit.
yeah yeah. I think the home one's
Emotional,
gonna grow on
damn it!
me. I like the away one more, but I don't know.
All right.
I still probably not gonna buy them, to be honest. And
It's okay.
like
I think I'm gonna end up buying the home kit.
home
I'm
kit,
liking the shade of red and the middle badge. Everything else is just kind of like meh. So
if you end up seeing what it looks like with a number on it, let me know after. And
yeah,
because
yeah. Oh,
when you
did you
come,
see what happened? Germany, they canceled the you can't order the 44 Germany number because it looks like the
yeah, I
freaking
saw that.
Nazi
Yeah,
platoon or whatever. I don't know.
yeah, I saw that.
My God, dude.
And it's in Germany this year too, so
Yeah, it's a little sus.
interesting. I mean, I'm glad. Again, I want to be able to actually go see a game, but if I don't end up getting to, it's not that big of a deal. I actually got 2 more Portugal tickets for the Nations League.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be seeing them in 3 more games coming up as well. Both of those will be back to back in September though, and then the more recent one will be, I think, June 5th in against Croatia. So I'll be watching them against Croatia twice.
Nice.
Which is a good team, right? So I'm lucky to be able to watch that. I wanted to see Croatia when I was in Croatia in November, so it's nice to be able to get to see them back to back against Portugal. It's going to be a good test for us. But again, Euros, we have a pretty, I'd say, easy group. So right now, I'm not too keen to go all the way to Germany to watch them against the teams that they're facing. But if they get deep in, that's also potentially when you'll still be coming in, is if they go late into this competition. It'd definitely be nice because I think it starts if that game's June 5th. This starts around June 10th is usually kind of like when competitions are in. Group stage will go for about 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So I'm thinking after round of 16, that's pretty much, or yeah, after round of 16, around round 16 is around when you're going to be coming, starting to get into August times. So if Portugal makes a late run, I'd love to see a little. I'd love to see them.
Yeah. We'll talk obviously when it's happening and see what's happening. But yeah, it'll be sick. It would be sick. I would like them to be in the long run, maybe hopefully the finals. I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the finals is in July, and it was the day before or day after my wedding. So like I'll be pulling like an all-nighter.
Yeah, if Portugal's in the final, I think that's a guarantee.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's no way I'm gonna be missing Portugal.
I'm literally like prepared to do an
when I'm here.
all-nighter and go watch the game, fly back, go to my cousin's wedding, and
Imagine we get to see in person Ronaldo lift the second
lifting
Euro.
the trophy.
You know what I mean?
And then we're just
Yeah.
there like, you know.
Yeah. But I think that's a pretty good note to end this off.
Yeah.
The hopes of us winning a Euro. Next week I think we're gonna get in again more Premier League. I think already this Tuesday. Already this Tuesday is Real Madrid Man City.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely doing a game review on that on the Tuesday. That's also Arsenal Bayern Munich. Interesting to see how Arsenal at home will face. Man City is going to be playing away. The Wednesday we have Barcelona PSG. That's going to be great.
We got lots of games next week. and
Benfica, Marseille.
we'll be
I'll be
talking about
covering
it.
Liverpool, Atalanta, covering all of those, and then next Saturday or next Sunday we have Arsenal, Aston Villa to see if they drop points.
It's
So
gonna
I
be good.
think
It's gonna be a good week for footy.
a very
This
good
whole
week.
month is supposed to be freaking phenomenal, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
But other than that, thank you everybody for tuning in. You know, this is our second episode of the Everything Footy podcast. Even though we're just doing it live on YouTube,
Mhm.
it is what it is. It's our own little thing. And yeah, we're just gonna see how this goes and keep at it.
Perfect. Well,
Alright.
yeah. Thanks, Tony, for sitting down and being able to do this again. I'm excited.
It is hard for us to plan it out. Like last week, we were trying to do it, but it was hard with Easter and everything. We all had like stuff with our families,
Yeah.
so we kind of just pushed it to the next week. But we'll always do it like either Saturday
But I
or
think it was
Sunday.
good.
So
It gave us enough games to actually talk about. But this
Yeah.
week, because of the amount of games, again, in a half an hour, we have Benfica.
well, there was
Sporting
close.
that-
I do want to bring these like podcasts a little shorter than like we're close to 2 hours now.
Yeah.
I did want to try to make them like an hour long or so, not even
Mhm.
45 minutes, but we can still crush that down. It's just we just kind of get carried away. We did get carried away talking about United. Ronnie, United again. I'm surprised we talked about United for so long today. Hey,
You know, and this
whenever it comes up or something will come up and then we just get, or I do. I tend to talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll like go into depth with analogies and everything, like like how United's the freaking family. They're the parents and the children of their players. But that's how it is for every club. But it is what it is. Anyways,